Welcome back to another great game of CEDH. And man, this meta really seems to be heating up. And if you can't beat them, might as well join them. Also, if you're going to PAX Unplugged this weekend, hit me up and let's get some games in for CEDH. Has this ever happened to you? You sit down to play a fun game of CEDH, only for you to play your first card? And what's that? Hideous white paper proxies? Well, not anymore. Introducing Doot Loot, your one-stop shop for foils, altars, and other rarities, specifically curated for the CEDH community.
Thanks, Doot Loot. Now my deck doesn't suck.
Join now, and we'll throw in monthly credit giveaways, so be sure to not miss out.
Alright, block there, kill that. Oh, that is trample. Guess I'm just dead on board.
Starting us off today is Hidden on Gwenom, and this mono-black commander is a Bolas' Citadel in the command zone. And while there are some debates if Keurig is still the best deck, this is a super explosive one that can win off a single attack of its commander. Next up is Belvazar on Norman Osborne, better known as the Green Goblin. This is a Grixis Breach deck aimed to use Norman's ability to help fuel the graveyard while also being said Underworld Breach. In the third spot, we have Ian on Sisay Weatherlight Captain, aiming to use your commander's ability to instant speed tutor up either combos or silver bullets. And bringing up the rear is Chris on Rog Thras. Guy's Cradle is a pretty nifty card, and with the printing of Valley Floodcaller, Displacer Kitten, and the newly unearthed Oboro Breezecaller lines, this is a super sweet deck to pilot. But without further ado, let's get on to the gameplay. Play out in Urza Saga as my land for turn. I will then follow it up with a Lotus Petal, then crack the petal for a Cabal Ritual, cast this Necrofunds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 7 life. Get my 7 cards. I will discard City of Brass, Phyrexian Tower. I'll discard a Beseech the Mirror and a Candy Trail. Pass after that.
Play this Badlands and pass.
I'll play Wooded Foothills. I'll sack Wooded Foothills. I'll take Volcanic Island. I'll tap 1 to play Mystic Remora. And after that, I'll pass.
Polluted Delta. I think I kind of need to give Ian cards here, to be honest. Mox Diamond, you can draw. Pitch this Prismatic Vista. Cast a Rograch. Cast a Expedition Map.
Cool, I'll draw.
Pass the turn.
So I'll get my counter. Vault of Whispers for a Lava Spur Brutes. I will give you a drop. Follow it up with a Fairy Dream Thief. Veil. Yeah, I guess I'll keep that on top. Pay 5 life into Necro. Guard a Verdant Catacombs. Barrier of Bones. And then I'll pass the turn.
I'll chuck in a Steam Mint. I'll maintain this Orcish Bowmasters.
Now, Valalem, let's be reasonable.
Get rid of the rock side.
Pointed out the Dream Thief, so then I'll cast this Lotus Petal.
Yeah, pass on Lotus Petal.
Yeah, the draw. I'll point this one at probably the Rograch.
Just saying, if I have a Fierce Guardianship, you're gonna want this around.
Do you have a Fierce Guardianship in your hand now?
I'm not willing to reveal that information right now.
Untap, upkeep. Nah, Fish can go. Netted me enough cards. The Chromox, pitch Noble Hierarch. I'll play Exotic Orchard. Play Deathrite. I'll pass the turn.
Your instead. Crack the Polluted Delta. Hedge Maze. Surveil Trigger. I'm going to bin a During Vitality. Alright, I will move to my turn. I'll play a Misty Rainforest. Phantasmal Image. Will enter as a copy of Bowmaster. Bowmaster hits Bowmaster. I think that's going to be it.
I will get 3rd counter on my Urza Saga, and I will float 1 colorless. I will grab out a Lion's Eye Diamond. Then play out this Crystal Vein, crack Lion's Eye Diamond. Discard Codex Shredder, Tainted Pact, Professor Onyx, Diabolic Intent, Conqueror's Flail, and a Scheming Symmetry. Crack my Crystal Vein. I will have 1 colorless floating and attempt my commander.
Yeah, pass on Gwenom.
I'm going to spend the 1 to attempt equip on with my Lava Spur.
Pass on Lava Spur.
Head to combat. I will send Gwenom at Belfazar. I get the on attack trigger damage. I'll gain 4 life. 5 life for a Wandering Archaic. 2 life is then going to get me an Umbra Collar Zealot. Pay 1 life to exile the top card with Necro. pay 1 life to cast this Haunt of the Dread Marches. Discard to the bottom. Pay a life with Necro to exile the top card. 3 life for a Edhrec Cruel Captain.
I mean, if I had a Fierce Guardianship, would be great.
Yeah, but you will also get Fierce.
Yeah, that is also true.
Cast a Mox Amber, trigger Tezzeret to get a counter, down tick Tezzeret. Good, I'm going to find a Sensei's Top. Cast Sensei's Top. 1 life Conjurer's Bauble, 1 life on a Wand of the Vertebrate, tap top to draw.
Bowmaster trigger. That one's going to go at your face.
I will take 1. That is a mistake on my part, but I will pay another life to cast Sensei's back. 2 life, Grim Monolith. 0 mana is going to get me a Phyrexian Walker. Pay a life to exile a card from Necropotence. 1 life will get me a Chromatic Star. 0 will get me an Ornithopter. 1 life will exile a card off the top. Pay a life to exile that off the top. Pay a life to exile that card off the top. Pay 2 for a defense grid. Sacrifice this Ornithopter to surveil 1 off the Zealot. I will surveil this Bloodstained Mire to the bin. 1 life will then get me a Spell Bomb. 0 gets me a Memnite. Okay, now I have some choices.
Because life is getting low.
I don't have enough life to do that. Oh.
You also don't want to pass the turn with that defense grid on the field, bud.
No, I know I need to attempt a win this specific turn. I have a Praetor's Grasp on top of my library, and I'm just trying to think what's the best way to do it. I think this might be a mistake, but I'm going to sacrifice, I guess, my Memnite and surveil that card away. Unfortunately, it's not a scry. Oh, that's a lot easier. The next card was a Profane Tutor. Bind this card to hand, cast an Aetherflux. Pay 2 life for a Felwar Stone. Am I good to keep playing this out? I just need to cast like 3 spells.
Nah, I think you got it, bro.
Game review. Well, it looks like Gwenom still isn't getting the respect it deserves. And granted, I did have that turn 1 Necro, so if I had lost, I would have been super sad about it. But it looks like actually getting the win with the single attack is pretty possible, and not even that hard to do. Thanks to everyone that joined for the game, and before everyone leaves, I want to thank our special Patreon members, Slyfox, Holy Septic, and the Conquest Discord for the support of the channel, along with Dootloot for sponsoring the video, and all of our other Patreon supporters as well. And remember, never give up, even if you're dead on board. I'll see you guys later.